So if you're struggling to show up online because you're overthinking every little thing, like what you're saying, what you look like, if people will judge you, then stick around because this video is for you. I'm going to share the 3 biggest blocks that I had and what kept me from showing up. And I'm going to share how I finally got over them so that I can show up consistently for my audience and grow my business. Hi, I'm Melanie Gray, and this is In Mel's Mind, where I pull back the curtain and share everything I know about running my 6-figure business. So let's dive on in to the reasons that might be keeping you stuck from showing up online. Block number 1, hiding behind your business. So whenever I think of this, the visual image that I have of this is like a 1950s mom in the kitchen. She's wearing an apron. There's a little kid hiding behind her apron, and he's so afraid to come out from behind his mom's apron. I see the apron as our business, which means, the stuff of our business. Like in real estate, I see it all the time. It's like, I'm going to share market stats, I'm going to share my listings, and I'm going to share tips. And I have one headshot that I share repeatedly throughout all of this stuff. But I'm not going to connect in any other way. I'm just going to share the business stuff because that's comfortable, it's safe, it's what I know to share, and I'm not going to allow people to see anything else because they might judge me, they might think this of me, they might, it's scary to get out there in the world where potentially millions of people will see you, right? I get it. I understand the fear, but the thing is, people don't work with market stats. They don't work with your listings. They work with you. They want to know more about you. They want to feel like they're in your world. They want a sneak peek. We're nosy. Humans are nosy. We want to know everything. We want to peel back that curtain and see what's going on in your life. Like for me right now, I could set up my phone behind me and just show that I'm recording. This is what I'm doing right now. Here's a glimpse into my behind the scenes process. Show them your mess. Show them the process of what you're doing. Give them insights into who you are. If I don't show up and share in this way, people aren't going to know me. They're not going to know me. So I've gotten through, kicking and screaming, gotten through the block of let's hide behind our business. And it's not something that I knew right away. If you scroll back on my Instagram, you'll see a whole bunch of logos and real estate marketing, post after post after post, never pictures of me, because I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So how did I get over it? Couple things. Number 1, I was that person who would hit record on my IG stories, not even live, just recording IG stories and feel the ick. Because when you're recording IG stories, you can see yourself, right? My own imperfections would distract me from being able to even talk. And so because that was the truth, I luckily stumbled upon filters and I was like, whoa, this is great because it can blur the imperfection, and now I can just relax, like chill the F out and just record what I need to record and not have to be distracted by, oh, I have a pimple here or I have some redness here or whatever the case may be. And so filters helped me get over that hump, that obstacle that I had of not feeling comfortable in my own skin, not feeling comfortable showing up in that way. All the more power. I say do anything that makes you feel comfortable and gets you over the hump, because the message is more important than not showing up at all because you feel insecure. Number 2, just doing the dang thing. I can't tell you how this is, advice that we hear all the freaking time. Just do it, just do it, just do it. And I hate that advice because sometimes you don't feel like doing it. But do it when you don't feel like doing it, and do it for yourself. Don't do it to publish. What I used to do all the time is practice. I would practice and practice and practice, and I would never publish. One day I finally was like, you know what? I've had enough practicing and I'm going to hit publish now. And that's when everything changed, because when I hit publish, I realized, oh, not only was that not scary, but nobody said anything mean. And guess what? There are people who are jumping into my DMs now because I showed up. That's good. But it took me a minute. It took me a while to practice. And I've heard this from so many huge names where they would practice a lot. Like in their very early days, they would record a whole bunch of content and never hit publish. And then after they got really comfortable, they were like, okay, I'm ready now. Now I'm going to hit publish. So you do not need to take as long as I did, but practicing is undervalued and not spoken about enough. People are like, just do it. I would never say just do it, because I understand the immense fear that you can feel before publishing. So what I would say is practice, do what makes you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable putting it out into the world, that's okay. Just get comfortable recording. Just get comfortable showing up. Just get comfortable taking photos of yourself that you know you're never going to post. So it doesn't matter. And one day, I promise you, if you keep doing these exercises, you will have a picture of yourself or a video of yourself that you've created that you're ready to hit publish on. And when you do, it will open up a world. Block number 2, not knowing what to say. I hear this all the time, and I myself used to say this. I was like, I don't know. Everything that needs to be said has been said, and I don't need to say it. You know, there's just really nothing new to say. That might be true. Nothing that I'm saying in this video is new, but you haven't heard it from me, and you haven't heard my perspective on it, and you haven't heard my stories that go along with it, and some of you will resonate with it, and some of you might not. If you're still here watching this video, you probably do. And that's great. That means that there's something that I'm saying that's hitting home for you. The idea of having nothing to say is all in your head. There's always something to say about what's already been said. All you need to do is ask yourself the question, what do I think about this topic? What do I think about this? In the real estate world, I love telling members inside the Mark Collective, I love telling them, yeah, okay, so what do you think about this staging trend? I'll just ask them a question because they're like, oh, everyone talks about staging, but what do you think about this particular staging trend? And as soon as they start talking, I'm like, that's a reel, like that's content. What you just did there was share your opinion about something that everybody is talking about, and now you're part of the conversation. You're showing up as the expert in a brand new way. Remember, there might not be new content, but the new comes from you, right? And block number 3, my favorite block, is thinking that everything needs to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Perfection is something that we can never get. It'll never happen. Perfection is just another form of procrastination. And as soon as I realized that, I moved through that block pretty darn quickly. Because as soon as I started telling myself, Melanie, you're procrastinating. This perfectionism is just procrastination. As soon as I realized that, it was such a weakness. It was such a in your face weakness that I was like, I am not procrastinating. I'm going to get this out in the world, even if it's not perfect. Because when you realize that search for perfection, like this has to be perfect before I put it out, or I have to look perfect, or I have to lose 20 pounds before I show up, or I have, something has to happen before this is good enough for me to share. That is all BS that your mind is making up in order to keep you safe, in order to keep you small. So if you can just remember the next time you say, oh no, it's not ready, I just need to make this one more tweak. When you say that next, I want you to also say, and I'm procrastinating again. And this is me procrastinating. As soon as you realize that perfectionism is just procrastination in disguise, you will realize that you are just putting off there's something there that you're scared of. It probably leaks into the other 2 blocks that we were talking about today. You're scared of what people are going to say. You're scared of being judged. You're scared of being seen. We all are. But the people who succeed are the people who will do it anyway. And the people who succeed are the people who will say, I might be scared. I'm going to do it anyway. And it might not be good enough. It might not be perfect, but it's good enough. And here's something else. When we spend so much time on our content, when we are constantly trying to perfect our content, we are wasting valuable time. Time is money, and I don't want to waste my time if I don't have to. So as I started training this new muscle, as I started telling myself a new story, as I started saying things like, okay, I don't really want to spend 2 hours on a post. Once you start training yourself in that way, done is always going to be better than perfect. You're going to see that over and over and over again. That, oh, look at this. Metrics went through the roof. Like I had so many likes and so many saves on a post that I didn't spend that much time on. That's interesting. You're going to start seeing these things, and it's going to incentivize you to stop being the perfectionist that you are. That's what happened to me. I just had to push through it, and I had to keep reminding myself that me trying to find that perfect was just me being scared to show up. It was procrastination. And I want to share one more thing about this, everything has to be perfect. I remember there was a huge company that was always like, their posts were just so beautiful and so amazing, and they were so informative, and they always had their own take. And I remember once they posted something. It was a carousel post. And every carousel was supposed to have a headline and then a subheading that gave a little bit more information about the main headline. So like, 5 mistakes to avoid whatever. And then like headline, mistake number 1, don't do this. And then subheading, because it'll lead to this, right? Well, in their carousel posts, they had written blah, 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 like as a space holder, as a text holder. And they had like 20 comments before someone said, just FYI, you wrote blah, blah, blah on your post. I'm not sure what that means. And the person wrote back right away and said, oh my gosh, this is why we need a social media person. And they left it because the message was more important. It's okay to be messy. It's okay to not get it perfect. This big business did it, and half the people didn't even notice that had happened. And the other half just respected the honesty, just was like, oh yeah, I've been there. I've made that mistake too. So even when you mess up, you have the opportunity to say, yep, missed that one. Oh, well, no one's looking for perfect. And if they are, that's their issue. Let them deal with that. We're going to be over here delivering our message, our messy, imperfect messages. And that's way better than hiding in the shadows and not having any messages out there. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you heard what you needed to hear. And just remember that it's baby steps. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will never happen overnight if you never start. Remember, starting is better than just sitting here watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos about what's going to make you comfortable starting. You just need to start. So after you're done watching this video, I want you to grab your phone. I want you to hit record, and I want you to record the message that's on your heart to share right now with your audience. Imagine who they were 5 years ago and talk to them. What do they need to hear from you? And do it knowing that you're never going to hit publish. Just do it for the practice. Just do it to get comfortable. And then let me know how it goes in the comments. And if you want me to pull back the curtain on anything else in my business, just let me know in the comments below. I love sharing everything that's working, everything that's not, and how you can grow your business to 6 figures as well. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.